Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching, email coaching, small group coaching, as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to address a question that I get asked quite a lot, that I see in comments quite a lot. And that question is, what if I'm afraid that my manifesting is going to fail? What if my belief in the law is not strong enough and I have this fear, I'm afraid that I might not be able to manifest what I want, whatever my desire is. So I want to discuss that today and hopefully help you guys put that fear to rest once and for all. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So as I said in my intro, this is a very common concern, especially when you're first starting out in the law and you don't have so much experience. And while you're still trying to figure out how this whole manifesting thing works and how this law works and whether all this is true, whether it's too good to be true, you're not sure if you should believe that. And of course then, somewhere there, you also get the fear of failure, you also get the fear that you might not be a good enough manifestor, or for whatever reason you might not be able to manifest your desire. And so you're filled with uncertainty and insecurity and all these ifs and doubts, and you're questioning everything, and you just put yourself into a position of doubting everything. So I'm here today to tell you that you can now put this fear to rest once and for all. You can put it to rest for good, because as a practitioner of the law, as a conscious manifestor, this is one of the most important things, one of the most fundamental things that you need to realize. You need to realize that all realities exist. And I know this sounds very out there for a lot of people. I know it sounds kind of magical. I know it sounds kind of woo-woo, but it is not. When we say all realities exist, and that what you get to experience in your 3D, depending on where you put your consciousness, we are being literal. We're not talking in a metaphor. We're not trying to put rosy glasses on. None of these things. It is literally where you put your consciousness, that's what you see more of. If, let's say, you are someone who sees themselves as being ignored by other people, and you see the world under that lens, then guess what happens? You're going to be interpreting the world around you, everything that's happening in your life, in the light of people are ignoring me, everyone is ignoring me, I'm being ignored. So you see everything under that lens, you feel like the person who is being ignored by other people, you embody that version of yourself who is being ignored by other people, and then other people actually start reflecting that to you. They start ignoring you in invitations. They start not inviting you out when they are going out. They start not inviting you to social functions, for example. They start not talking to you. They start not responding to your texts. They start not taking your phone calls, and so on. So if that is your self-concept, if that is your story, if that is your dominant energy, I am the person who is ignored, you get to have that experience in your 3D as well. And that reality does exist. You are experiencing it. You are seeing it. You are the person who's being ignored, because this is the version of yourself that you're projecting outwards. And this is what the 3D reflects back to you. On the other hand, if your dominant state, your dominant self-concept is, I'm a person who is liked, other people want my company, other people seek my company, other people want me to be their friend, then this is the lens with which you see the world. This is the lens with which you interpret everything that happens to you in your life and your day-to-day encounters and your day-to-day interactions. And then also other people start reflecting that to you. They start showing you that they like you. They start inviting you to wherever they're going or whatever they're doing. They start showing you that they like your company. They start showing you that they want to be your friend, etc., etc. So you see that this reality also exists. But the difference is on when you put your consciousness in the first case that I mentioned versus the second case that I also mentioned. So when we say all realities exist, we are being literal. It depends on where you put your consciousness, where you put your dominant state, where your dominant energies are, what your dominant assumptions are, what are your dominant beliefs, what are your dominant expectations. And this is the lens with which you interpret the world. And this, in turn, is what the world starts projecting back to you, or rather reflecting back to you. So let's say you're manifesting a specific person. I know a lot of you guys here watching this channel are manifesting a specific person. If you're in the dominant story of they're rejecting me, they don't want me, they don't want to speak to me, they don't want to be with me, they want to be with someone else, I'm not being chosen, etc., etc. This is the lens with which you interpret everything that happens in relation to them. And in turn, this is what they reflect back to you. So this is a reality that does exist. It corresponds with your dominant consciousness of I'm not being chosen by my specific person. If, however, your dominant reality, your dominant story, your dominant state and energy is on my specific person loves me, my specific person is choosing me, they want to be with me, I am chosen, I am wanted, I am loved, I am desired, I am commitment material, etc., etc., then this is how you interpret the world, this is how you interpret your life, this is the meaning you give to everything that's happening in your life, and in turn, the world is going to reflect that same story back to you, and that includes your specific person. So that is also another reality that also exists, and again, it corresponds to where you have put your dominant consciousness. So I gave these examples to tell you guys and drive the point home that all realities truly do exist. And when we say that, we're being literal. We're not talking about some abstract outer space or anything like that. I know we often refer to the quantum field and notions and concepts that might seem a little out there. But in reality, what we mean is where you put your consciousness is what you see more of. It's as simple as that, and it boils down to that. So what does that mean for you? And what does it mean if you're having this fear that what you want might not manifest? Well, I believe that this neutralizes the fear completely. Because if you know and if you believe that all realities exist, if you believe that where you put your dominant consciousness, where you put your dominant state, where you put your dominant energies is what you see more of, is what you create more of, is what the world reflects back more of to you, then what happens to this fear of failure? What happens to this fear that what I want might not manifest? It doesn't exist. Because you know that the reality that you want already exists. Just the fact that you're able to think about it, the fact that you're able to imagine it, is proof that it exists. So your job is to focus your attention, to focus your energy, to bring your state to align with that reality that corresponds with that desire. Once that happens, that reality also becomes a reality in your 3D, and you start experiencing it with your senses. And so you realize that that fear that my desire might not manifest, or it might not be possible, or I might not be able to manifest my desire, is a complete illusion. Because everything depends on where you put your consciousness and where you put your dominant energy, what dominant state you're in. When it's something where you can take your consciousness from place A and put it on place B that is better aligned to what you want, then there's no such thing as failure. All you have is an endless potential. And that potential never goes away. That potential is always dependent on your dominant consciousness, where you put your dominant consciousness. And so the potential is always there. The reality already exists. You cannot fail because that reality that you want is already there. So the fear of failure is just an irrational illusion, if you will. Your desired reality exists, and it's on you and your consciousness to bring it forth into your 3D. That is all. That is everything. So I hope this clarifies things. I hope this helps you guys see things under a different perspective. I hope it really, really helps you get over that fear of I might not manifest my desire. And I hope that this empowers you to start thinking a little differently about things and to start seeing things from a different perspective. Because truly, all realities exist. The reality that you want, the reality that contains your desire and has your desire materialized in the 3D world does exist. It's there. It's always there as a potential, and it's up for grabs, and it's always waiting for you to get to it. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.